History of Dr. Rajkumar Academy. And I don't think I have been introduced. So, my name is Advocate Manoj Madhav. I hail from Kerala. I'm basically from Trivandrum, capital city of Kerala. And yes, since the beginning of this academy, I have been handling history. And most probably today, we'll have some understanding about history, that certain parts of history. See, when we talk about history, I mean, like I have been tasked with the, or I have been made responsible for ancient, medieval, and world history. I came to know that Sinaya sir had a session with you yesterday. So he must have given you some idea. I have no clue what he has told, but I will give you whatever I know. I have been in this field for almost like more than a decade, more than 10 years, lecturing history. History is my subject, and optionals also I do, but now I am trying to make my presence on YouTube optionals itself. So that is also part. Oh, okay. So you had a brief about syllabus all. No, I'm not. We are also not going to go deep or something. This is just an orientation session. So since it is an orientation session, I'm not going to go deep or something. Hardly 1 hour we'll keep the session. That's all I want to keep it. So tomorrow, I guess medieval India, and today is ancient India. So I'll be giving you an orientation on ancient India. See, my previous year students will be knowing. Otherwise, what you must have, we must have met in the classroom. Now you are all at your home. What thing is, like, if we would have met in the classroom, the things would have been different. But unfortunately, it's in unpleasant times. We need to be safe. So all of us are locked up in our home. Especially my state is a little bit troubled more. More number of cases are coming out. So I don't think it will be soon. Any meet will be there any soon. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, I myself consider to be a history buff. So most of that is history only. Anyway, so coming back. So meeting won't be possible. So most of our classes might go on online all the time. One thing I would like to say, I mean, like if you are a serious UPSC candidate, I myself have gone for the interview and all. So I understand what you go through and what will be the problems also. So if you are a serious UPSC candidate, I would recommend you that seriousness is a part and smart work is another part. Hard work we don't want here. Of course, the work is hard, but for the work is hard. For that, you don't have to do any hard work. You have to go for smart work. So what we need to understand on that is, now we'll be giving you certain understanding. Some of you might grasp easily. Some of you might grasp slowly. So maybe now how many are present? I mean, around 150 are present. So 150 students, not all are of the same brilliance, but I have a responsibility here to carry all of you together. Some might, again, I'm saying, some of you will understand very fast, some of you will understand very slow. But it is, as the responsibility of the lecturer, I should carry everybody with me. I will be going a bit slow so that all of you understand. This is not a place for judgment. So the next thing that we need to understand is the dynamics of the subject. What is the dynamics of the subject that you need to understand is every subject differs from each other. I know that I heard that you have heard the lectures of polity. I don't know whether you have come across other subjects. So history, Sinaya sir has already done that. So since you are newcomers to the stream, what I suggest is that don't compare. Don't compare the subjects. Whether geography is as equal as history. No, not at all. Geography is not equal to history. Geography is not equal to polity. Geography is not equal to economy. Each individual subject has their own credibility. History works in a particular manner. Geography works in a particular manner. So you have to change according to the dynamics of the subject. Okay, history, polity, and geography. Fine. Now, whatever. So what I'm saying is, each subject you take, okay, there are some connections here. For example, let's understand geography and environment. There are connectivity, resemblance are there between those areas. Without geography, there is no environment. You can compare between that. Or history and art and culture. History and art and culture, or polity and governance, public administration, public policy, or political science. When these all comes, okay, there is similarity to polity. So certain areas do come, but otherwise it's an entirely different approach. Okay, now coming back into history. If you're not able to follow me, do tell me. I will explain it once more. Okay. So now what I need you to understand is, if coming into history again, what we understand is topic wise there are differences. Sinaya sir must have told you about modern India. You cannot sit and study ancient India like the way you approach modern India. I hope I'm clear to you. This is the first thing that you must understand. The first thing a UPSC aspirant must understand is the diversity. So as I was saying, world history or modern India cannot be taken in the same line of ancient India. Okay. So what we kind of understand is how to approach. Now my part is ancient India. I will be mostly handling ancient, medieval, and world. So Sinaya sir will be handling modern history. So I am trying to concentrate on ancient India. Okay. So usually, ancient India is seen as a little bit boring area. There's not many stories out there. What I am telling you is, whether you like it or not, certain parts of history, especially ancient India, are boring. History itself is a boring subject. That is how we are taught. Teachers used to come. They used to very much. So teachers used to come. They just told us what Ashoka's father, Bindusara's father, Chandragupta Maurya. Over. Textbook is over. And it is not the teacher's problem also. Textbook also says only that much. So that again is a problem. So in UPSC, when you come for, preparing for UPSC, we don't limit ourselves to that part alone. We will go a little more deeper, a little more deeper. So when we go a little more deeper, you will get to understand. See, for example, I'll ask you a question. Who is the greatest, which is the greatest position after President of India? If anywhere in the society, generally, who is having the utmost power wielded with them? In general society, I'm saying. Constitution is the topmost. I am saying president in general society, judge, exactly, Anusha, Chief Justice of India, or anybody who belongs to the judiciary, isn't it? Even a chief minister can be summoned, isn't it? So judge in a society is normally the person who has that power with him. So what I'm coming to tell is, okay, one of you have, or you have committed a crime. When you have committed a crime, what will the judge do to punish you? See, in society, we tell each other, you will tell me, I will tell you what, not to judge. Don't judge others. Isn't it? We tell everybody, don't judge others. But there is one position that we have given the authority to judge others. We call them judge itself. Isn't it? So who is this judge? Or where do he take or bring his justice? Where, no, I am asking, okay, acts according to CRPC, CPC, anything that is there. The laws are written. So what are these laws? What are these laws? Nothing else. Historical recording. What has happened in the past has been recorded and kept. Imagine a person killed someone. Now he took a knife and he killed. What will the judge do? The judge will take IPCC, CRPC or something, Criminal Procedure Code. He will take the book. He will read through. Okay, for a knife attack, for a murder with a knife, or some sharp object, what was the punishment given before? And he will study all these things, then bring it to current era, and then produce the verdict. Fine, let judge be the umpire or anything. But what I am saying is, where did the judge go in order to make a decision? My question is, where did the judge go to make a decision? Exactly, recorded. It's already recorded, those things which are recorded. So a judge who is one among the topmost positions in the country goes back to history. Exactly. They are also reading history in order to make a current decision. This is the importance of history. When you learn, see, anywhere across any exams you come, not only UPSC, any exams you come, history is one of the subjects that will be there. You go to any college, there will be a history department. There will be a history department. So the subject is that important. In India, they never had a custom of writing down history. But we kept our historical records in stories, folklores. So the same do come by. Topmost position, somebody who can judge us. Everybody likes stories. Humans are based on stories. That is why the subject is that important. If you go to Europe, the European ideology is totally different. If you say that you are a history student or a pursuer of history, you are regarded much higher, maybe equal to some nuclear physicist status they give for history. But in India, we don't have that culture. We don't have that culture. So there are actions and consequences, okay, are important in nation. Of course. So what I am telling you, why did you find history boring in how many? Around 160, 150 people are here. If I ask you how many of you love history, I'll hardly get 10 people here. I won't even get 10 people. I won't even get 10 people. But yeah, that's what I mean. Like, few will be there. Few will be there. Out of the 150 people, I will get hardly 10. That's what I'm saying. So when you talk about history, and history has this much benefits. One thing, the first thing that we say is history is philosophy taught with examples. History is philosophy taught with examples. We can take life experience. Many life experiences are there. So hardly I got what? 4. History is not a boring subject. If you teach in the right way, if you speak history in the right way, it is one of the most interesting subjects. But in our schools, what they do is they give only fact. So when you talk only fact, definitely you are going to lose. That's what I am trying to tell you is no more that school level studies. No more that school level studies. You can remember. I'll tell you one more example. Who is it? Suhas. Now let me ask you one question. Do you read newspaper? Of course. If you like the teacher, you can. Of course, it is very much true. But some history teachers, make it so boring that you hate the subject also. I hate mathematics. I hate mathematics. So, because of my teachers only. So my question is, somebody have been saying Suhas, right? Suhas. Exactly, the way it conveys matters. Okay, remembering the past events. You said remembering the past events. I would like to come to that. Imagine you read a newspaper. Do you read newspaper? Of course. When you read newspaper, how many times do you read newspaper? How many times will you read the same newspaper? Maximum 1 time. That's all. Then we throw it away. After reading the newspaper, which is fresh news, once a day, and after that you're discarding it. Imagine, let's keep total memory power 100%. What is the percentage of newspaper that you will retain in your head? How much of that newspaper will you remember? That's all, 10%. If you are a regular newspaper reader, you will understand that you will retain 70% of that news. 70% of the news that you read, you go through, you remember that day. Imagine a fresh information has been given to you. That fresh information is processed by the brain and then it is kept at least 60 to 70% in the head. History, you have already studied in school, yet you don't remember even 10%. So what is the gap here? There you were not interested, first thing. Second thing, it was boring. They put it forward in such a boring idea. And third thing, there was no inspiration. All the three will join here. All the three will come here in UPSC preparation. In UPSC preparation, it will come here. This is all I am asking you to do. The more you repeat, for example, the name Suhas I called. I repeat the name only, I will remember, isn't it? Or anybody, Lakshmi Kant or Patel or any name that I repeat you. I see you, I repeat the name. Years after also I see you. Okay, I will remember your name. History has only one shortcut. Revision. Revision. So you need to do much of those things. So we'll slowly develop you into that. First 3 months after your class begins, first 3 months will be this practice session for you in order to develop as such. Okay, you must come along with us. You may not like the teacher, you may not like the classroom, but my recommendation, any class, see, when I used to prepare, one thing was that I never used to miss a class. Like it or not, I simply sit there. Why? Because maybe one point may come, I can get that might come useful in the exam. Maybe the faculty is not good. Maybe you don't like that faculty. Just go simply sit there. Because anyway, you are dedicated here. Something will come out positive. That attitude you must always carry. That attitude you must always carry. Okay. And one more thing is that any doubts be there, ask. Any doubts be there, ask. See, development of interest in history comes only for one concept. Only through one concept. I said one is inspiration, one is focus, and the other is a little more knowledge that you should have. That you leave it up to me. When in classroom, I will do my best in order to generate an interest. And I said, ancient India is a boring area because a lot of archaeology comes there. Not much of historical writings are there. Medieval India is a little more interesting because Islamic historians has written down history extensively. But ancient India is more or less archaeology. They had to find it out. So imagine, I get this mobile. So when I get this mobile, imagine I got it from the ground. I will make a story out of it. Imagine I am an archaeologist. I am not an archaeologist. Imagine. If I get this mobile, I will make a story out of it. I have to find where it came from, what time, who would have used it. Then I create a story. Then this archaeologist will pass this to another person called a historian. The historian will align all this what is found, from where it is found, how deep it was found, what might be the age. This is all kept by archaeologists. Then it gets into the hands of the historian. The historian will create a story. Then it comes to you. The more better the story or more deeper the story that you understand, better it remains in your head. Now you have asked one thing, Suhas again, how to develop interest in history. One thing, do not ever learn fact. Learn it like a story. When you were a kid, or when you were, kids, your grandparents or your elders must have told you stories, isn't it? And most of us still remember those stories, right? Yes or no? Exactly. Now imagine your grandfather or grandmother or your elder, say sister or brother or mother or father, anybody was telling you a story. Do you remember that they used to tell us the same story? They used to tell us the same story. And or sometimes we used to say, Amma, 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 you tell me that same story. And you tell me that, Buddha story. You tell me that, lion story. Same story used to be repeated. That repetition has kept it inside. Understood? And one more interesting thing is there. One more interesting thing comes is, imagine your father or mother told you a story on, say, brothers, say Ramu and Shamu. Ramu and Shamu. Today is Friday. Today, father might be telling a story. Ramu was wearing black shirt. Tomorrow, the same story he's going to tell. Then father might say, Ramu wore red shirt Saturday. So Friday, Ramu was wearing black shirt, and Saturday, Ramu was wearing red shirt. Father or mother will not care for the color. But as a child, what you would have done? You would have corrected the father or grandfather, saying that, or grandmother, Dadi, Ramu wore black shirt. All this we all have done. All of us have done. No question in that. Isn't it? This color is called as the fact of history. So how did you as a child remember that color? A silly thing. It's a silly thing. A shirt color in a story. A very silly thing. No, your interest in the story. Your interest in the story. Visualized. Imagined. Same way, when you come to study history, now do one thing in your head. Do not ever approach history. IO. Don't say IO. Say IA. When you say IO, it is standing somewhere above. When it comes to IA, it is coming somewhere below. You have to, just like you read the newspaper, there was no pressure on you. Now there is exam pressure. But how to overcome this exam pressure for my subject is that you only take it up in the form of a story and slowly add fact. Okay. Exactly. So the more you hear the same story's outline will be there. Okay, I'll make it one more example. You must have seen a movie, a cinema. First time when you see a movie, you understand what the hero, heroine, the villain, then there will be a comedy piece. Next time you watch, you understand the sub characters. Father, mother, brother, or sister will be there for hero, heroine. Third time, fourth time, fifth time you watch, you will understand the dialogues also. A movie is what? A cinema is what? A story only. The more you watch a story, the more it is going to come down. So take history not in the form of fact. Take history in the form of stories. It is that only, his story. It is as simple, but it is a bit time consuming. It is a bit time consuming. But once you finish it, one of the best thing about history is, history don't change. All other subjects will change. History will not change. Ashoka's father was Bindusara. That is not going to change even after 10,000 years. What you learn once stays with you. As simple as that. And history is an evergreen subject. Top 100 ranks or top 200 ranks of UPSC or IAS, top 200 ranks, at least 20 people will be there who are history optional. Every year, history questions are more repetitive. Once you prepare and keep over, you can go anywhere. You can enjoy your time. But that initial time is a bit hard. But for all the other subjects, updation comes. This also a little bit updation is there. What? Archaeological finds, some historical changes, that kind of a thing. Other than that, there is nothing. Optional, I will help you with some other time. But today, I'll definitely, tomorrow or something, little bit brief on optional also I'll do. But today, let me stick to little bit on ancient India. So when you talk on ancient India, no, not vast syllabus. If you think history is vast, then let me tell you, see, this is the mistake that people does. This is the mistake that people does. History is a vast subject. But if you stick to syllabus alone, you know that horse will run. They will wear an eye patch. Why? The horse should not get distracted. Just like that for history, if you wear that eye patch, you will be running the same line and you will win the war. It's not vast. Syllabus is all the same. People give an impression, history is vast, history is vast. Of course, history is vast. But UPSC syllabus, if you stick to, it is not vast. It is one of the most safest subject. It is one of the most easiest subject because you have already learned in school. New terms are not coming, isn't it? And what do you have to do? All you have to do is repeat the same thing. Do you have any problem in repeating the same thing? You did one work. You know what you are going to do. Do you have any problem in repeating the same? Is it hard to study something new or hard to study something which you have already studied? Is it hard to study new or it is hard to study old? Old is easy. So very well, you yourself are understanding that. See, one more thing I should tell you. Do not listen to others. Easy to revise only. Excellent. It is easier to revise rather than study something new. History is only revision. Then what is the problem? The more you repeat, like what you asked, years and numbers will stay. Okay, if I ask you your mobile number, you remember your mobile number, right? Numbers. How did you remember that number? Revising. Simple tactics. Don't even bother about anything else. Some idea you must have got. I'll add on in the next class. So what I want to tell you is, see, when you come to history, now let me tell you a brief areas where you have to read, in NCERT. So when you come into NCERT textbooks, there are parts like pre-proto history. Pre-proto history is there. NCERT textbook also you have already studied in school. I am not asking you to study here. I am just asking you to read. There is a difference between reading and studying. You study a subject, you read a novel. Now I am asking you to read a novel. Read through the textbook, not study. Polity, geography, economy, all the other subjects has to be studied. If you don't understand the concept, it will be tough for you. History alone, you have to read. You can only read. Don't study history, read history. That's what who is Sri Rai. Just read. 3-4 times you read, naturally it will get inside. Very simple fact. Very simple. And as we enter into class, I will give you more tips how to handle history. Don't worry about that. Now I've come into NCERT textbook. I've come into NCERT textbook. So first area, pre and proto history. And a little bit on what's a Indus Valley civilization. I am only asking you to read NCERT textbook. So read NCERT textbook. Okay. Indus Valley civilization. Then next it goes to Mauryan. Sorry, Vedic age. Vedic age. You can write down or something like that. And you can go according to syllabus only. NCERT textbook goes like this only. Vedic age. The next important area is Mauryans. Any NCERT. You have old NCERT means read that old NCERT. New NCERT means read that new NCERT. History won't change, my dear. History won't change. My dear brothers and sisters, history won't change. You read old book or you read new book, nothing is in change. It's all the same. Tamil Nadu textbook, what happens is, exactly, repeat the same topics. Tamil Nadu textbook it's a very good book. Tamil Nadu is very good book, but UPSC is NCERT, not a state-based textbook. Tamil Nadu book is given in snippets, small points. Explanations are very less. I will tell you, you read NCERT first, then you go to Tamil Nadu. It will be more easier for you. You will understand better. Okay. Now you are not going to read any authors for the next 3 months. You are not going to read any authors. Who is it? Mani Ranjit Singh. You are not going to read any authors. Please just keep it away. 3 months, you are going to read NCERT. Okay. Don't even think about any other books. If you finish it once, repeat it again. 6th standard to 12th standard. 6th standard to 12th standard. 6th standard textbook is somewhere around 100 pages. Most of you are doing graduation. I am asking you to read a 6th standard textbook. Hardly 80 to 100 pages. And the font is also big. So you'll finish the book in hardly 2 to 3 hours. Simple. 6th standard, yeah. What is the problem? So don't worry about that. So I'm coming. First is pre-proto history, Indus Valley civilization, Vedic age. Now that is what I said. I don't know what Sinaya sir would have said. Now my way of teaching, my way of lecturing is that I go a little detail. What did I tell you? When you read a little more, you are getting that much benefited, isn't it? And what am I telling you to read? 6th standard textbook. Who is that? Shama. Do you have any problem in reading 6th standard textbook? That's all. Simple fact. Simple fact. Mains, don't think about mains now. As we get into the class, we will tell you about mains. Now you need to do the foundation. You all are sitting like LKG, UKG. So LKG, UKG, you need to learn ABCD only. I'm not going to ask you to write an essay on an article. So I am just telling you, read slowly. We'll begin slowly. We all are kachuas only, tortoises. Slowly but steadily, we will finish the game. We'll finish the running race. Don't run fast. Like the rabbit, you will get tired. Kachua, maintain the pace. Maintain one pace itself. Or not like this. Maintain one pace. You will finish. Don't worry. 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. Slowly start reading. Reading. Nothing else. Reading. World history, again, NCERT textbook only. Let's depend on NCERT textbook for the next 3 months. Let's not think about any other book. Okay. Like what was mentioned earlier, now some authors may have their own idea. For example, if he is a communist historian, he will have that kind of ideology. If he is a right-wing historian, he will have that kind of ideology, right? History option optional is not there in the academy. There is not. There are others who take, or else, as I told, I am starting my YouTube channel. So whatever can be done. We'll talk with the academy or something like that. We'll do that. There is no problem in that. Don't worry about that. Because I have been getting a lot of recommendations all over India. So anyway, I cannot connect with all these people all over India. So I will be starting my channel and my academy for optionals alone. For optionals alone, I'm starting my academy. That is it. So online it will be done. Then next important. So as I was mentioning, Mauryan age in NCERT textbook. Then post-Mauryan age. Post-Mauryan age. Post-Mauryan age. That comes, foreign invasions, Sunga, Kanva, Shatavahanas. Inside India, Sunga, Kanva, Shatavahana. Outside India, Indo-Bactrians or Indo-Greeks, then Shakas, Kushans, all these topics you have to learn. This is generally we call it post-Mauryan age. Then next importance that we come across is after the post-Mauryan age, this Shatavahanas and all, then comes into Gupta period. Gupta period, that is around 2nd century AD to 6th century AD. 2nd century AD to 6th century AD is what Gupta period is. Gupta period comes back. At the same time, along with Guptas, there are some more Gangas of Mysore. Then Pallavas of Kanchi, Pallavas of Kanchipura. Casually read through this. Okay, don't worry. I'll help you out in the coming class. I'm not giving you everything because I don't want to burden you. Okay. Then next importance that comes by is after post-Gupta period is there. Post-Gupta period, new regional kingdoms rise. We also call that as Dark Age of India. I mean, ancient India, religious movements, Vedic age comes along with religious movements. Heterodox sect we say, Buddhism, Jainism, Ajivigaism, Charvaganism, likewise. So that will be done. I told Vedic age, no. So after post-Vedic age, then this heterodox sect will come, the religious concepts only. So coming back, Gupta period. So Gupta period, who are there? Gangas of Mysore, Pallavas of Kanchi. Equally you have to study. Then Guptas will go down. Then the next rise is post-Gupta period. That time, many regional kingdoms come. For example, like Chalukyas. Again, Pallavas are there. Then Chalukyas are 3 Chalukyas. Chalukyas of Badami, Chalukyas of Vengi, Chalukyas of Kalyani. That is what I am mentioning here. Read NCERT once. Don't rush. If I start discussing question papers now, will you understand? If you understand, then it is okay for me. But will you understand? Many of you, majority of you. When you don't understand, majority of them don't understand. First, see, you must have basics now. If I start discussing question paper, you will get scared. You will get fearful. I don't want to do that. Let's go slowly. Don't worry. We'll do that all. Every topic ends, at least 10 to 20 questions will be mentioned, or as the class goes, it is my style. I mention 10 to 20 questions of the previous years. Most of the notes that I am going to give, I have collected from the past 40, 50 years question papers. Not only this UPSC central exams, state exams also. 90% of the information I am going to give in my class is based on question papers. I don't go out of question papers. Previous year, 40 years of questions I do in my class. So don't worry, I will give you the points. When the class begins, I will certainly give you the points. This is my class style. Previous years, 40 years question papers are with me. I collect it accordingly and then tell. Sometimes I will mention the year also. This year, this particular exam, this particular question came. History will not change, my dears. No, don't even worry. History is not going to change. So we can collect it from 40 years before also. Exactly. We have to start from the scratch. Don't worry about those things. Doubts usually when who is a Chitra, people come and ask doubts. We will be available there. Each faculty will be available there. And my style is, I don't entertain doubts immediately after the class. My style is next day the class when I come, I ask any doubts, because you go home, you read, when you come back to the class, you have something to ask, you can ask. That's the best time. For those who have not read, that is also a revision. Some people may not have understood the classroom portion. They will come and ask doubt. My style is, I come the next day. First thing I ask in the class, any doubts of the previous class? Okay, don't worry. I'm just telling. There is nothing to be offended about or something like that. I understand that. I have been lecturing for nearly 14 years now. So at least 1 year, I see nearly around 2,000, 3,000 students per year. Imagine how many would have come across me. So anyway, as I was telling, so post-Gupta period. Post-Gupta period is regional, like Chalukyas, for example, like Badami, Venki, and Anilwara. Sorry, Kalyani. Anilwara Chalukyas are more Rajputs, but they are still Chalukyas. So Chalukyas, then again Rashtrakutas, Pallavas, Cholas, Palas, Pratiharas. So likewise, regional kingdoms we have to learn. So this is post-Gupta period. Then after post-Gupta period, we also learn a little bit on the economy, social side and all of these particular times, because it is a dark age. What is the kind of attitude of all these areas, socio-economic, cultural, and political? Those also we will learn. Okay, this is the basic concept what you need to do for ancient India. Nothing more. So now you said vast. I said the entire syllabus in 10 minutes or 15 minutes at the most. Before that, I was explaining how to handle history, what is history, those kind of things. 15 minutes is all I took for ancient India. If you are equipped with this much, always do not see somebody else like this. Nobody except for our, Mata, Pita, Guru, Devam. Other than these, everybody are equal. Don't keep anybody lower. That is also not good. Keep everybody equally. Give everybody equal status, except for these four. And Guru also. Anybody is your guru is somebody you consider sacred. Just because I teach you or like I lecture history, not necessary that you may like me. Then I am not your guru. Some of us will be very close. Then I am your guru. There is that difference also you must keep in mind. So Mata, Pita, Guru, Deva, always on top. Rest everybody is equal. So post-Gupta period is dark age. See, one excellent question. What we can understand is now India is standing together, right? India, so I can travel to Karnataka, you can travel to Kerala, we can travel to Arunachal or Kashmir, anywhere we can go. Nobody is going to object us. So this oneness, the centralized understanding of India, people are traveling. So today morning, we are meeting each other. We met each other or we saw each other. And you are getting information from me. I am getting information from you. That means you are learning from me. I am learning from you. I'll also learn from you. Why did this happen? Because of that unity of India. Because maybe lingually we are different, but politically we are one. You and I are Indians. So I am ready to help you. We will have common goals. We will have common, sadness. Say somebody died in Kashmir. You and I will be sad for that. Isn't it? Now, one question comes after this. Will I help a Pakistani? A post-Gupta period, you leave it to me. I will handle it. Whatever is available in NCERT, you read. Okay, that's all. Other than NCERT, don't think about any books for the next 2-3 months. Now, my question was, will I help a Pakistani? No, definitely not. Why? He is also South Asian, right? He also looks like us. Political identity. Political identity. So the oneness of a nation, oneness of a people will create more exchange of ideas, and these exchange of ideas will lead to development. Ideas means illumination. You are getting enlightened. You are getting, let the country be divided politically, but still we stand together as India, right? Don't we stand together as India? Okay, now I give you an information. Isn't that enlightened? I give you an information which is very useful for you. Isn't that enlightening? Yes, no. Enlightening. Light is coming there. So imagine now I am giving you information. I am a Malayali. I don't have to support a Kannadiga. But I consider you an Indian. We are lingually different. But I consider you an Indian and I'm sharing the information. It will help us both. It will help us both. Now imagine Karnataka is one country, Kerala is one country. Will I share the information? I won't share the information. When I don't share the information, did you get enlightened? Light? When there is no light, what it comes into? Actually, dark. So that is what is called the dark age. Dark age is not about the concept like there is no light or something. Information sharing will be less. Information sharing will be less so that ideas won't come. In cartoon and all, you must have seen when an idea comes, a bulb will come up. When an idea comes, bulb will come. So when that idea is not there, you are in darkness. So when it is unified country, it is an enlightened country. When it is a divided country, it is a dark country. All here, nothing in this. Nothing is there in the body. Everything is there in the head. This is why we call dark age. Okay. Because humanity can be improved not by body, but by intellectuality. Tomorrow you are going to govern the nation. So when you are supposed to govern the nation, you need to be enlightened. That is why you have to study so much. Simple fact. So these are the concepts. Now do one thing. Today, just try reading some of the history books. Read. Not study. Read history books. Okay. Any that is there. Tomorrow when you come, what are the difficulties that you find? Do tell me. We will assess on that. Ancient India after BJP coming. After BJP coming, past 2014 onwards, if you see the trend change in history, ancient is asked more. BJP has an agenda, Congress Mukt Bharat. So if you see the previous year's question papers, modern India is not asked much. Last year, 21 questions were there in modern India. Sorry, history. Out of the 21 questions, preliminary exam, 19 questions were ancient India. Just 2 questions came from modern India. One was Mahatma Gandhi, one was East India Company. Last year's question paper, I'm saying. I'll tell you why they did that. Why are they doing this tomorrow? Okay, ancient India is very important, especially after BJP coming. PDF is available. NCRT PDFs are available. Don't worry about books or something like that. PDFs are available. Academy will be providing materials. I will also be providing materials. Don't worry about that. Yes, 2-3 months you have to study only NCRT, nothing more. I don't know who is this, REK. So it comes like, don't even get confused. Now only NCRT. You're not going to study anything else. Let the class improve. I'll tell you. Don't worry. Yes, it is a subtopic of history. Art and culture is also very important for questions. Last year, prelims, somewhere like 8 to 9 questions were art and culture. Out of the 19 questions. Wonderfully, 10 months is more than enough to cover all the portions. See, if you are systematic, we can cover. Don't worry, we can do that. Of course, I will be giving. PDFs are available on internet, or else I think Academy people also has that. They can provide you PDFs. History is one of the most easiest subject. Repetition of questions will be there. Marks are awarded greatly. Evergreen subject. Like I said, top 200, 20 people will be there for history, sociology, political science, public administration, history. All these are excellent evergreen subjects. Evergreen subjects. Maybe not first rank, but top 200 you will be there. That is for sure. Not necessary to make notes from NCRT. You can draw in that also, that itself. Not to make notes. Don't waste your time. What history should we avoid world history? Not now. World history, NCRT alone is enough. Read world history of NCRT. That's all. Okay, NCRT world history is there. That alone you read, nothing else. Academy will help you in downloading. You can ask the mentors with those kind of doubts. I think they have the PDF. They can send it to you in mail or something like that. I think so. That is better. I'll try to make it as interesting as possible. You can. That's what I said. If you were there in Chandra layout, then my previous year students could have vouched for me. So now I cannot vouch. You have to come and sit in my class to See whether my classes are interesting or not. Yes, I will be doing both ancient and medieval, and I will be doing world history as well. Sinaya sir will cover uh, modern India. Chapters NCRT, who is that? Shashank Gowda. Just read those. They are small kids textbook, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. No harm, just read. No harm at all, just read. School books, yeah. School books. Don't take problem in that. After that, I have to give you much more bigger books. History is good to learn only because philosophy taught with examples. Some others' life experience can be taken into your life also, which will save your life. That much useful history is for you in life. Yes, I will do offline lecturing only because I'll be flying down to Bangalore. That's what I'll be doing. CBSE is very different. That is why we keep NCRT. This is a central exam. Central exam. So we have to learn in that style, not in state style. Okay. So I think I've clarified most of you. Some I have missed out. We'll do it tomorrow. And tomorrow, medieval India, as well as optional history, and most probably history overall again, I will be telling. Okay. See you then. Take care. Take care.